I can't be the only person that's getting a kick out of all the cosplaying going on in Texas politics right now. It's really funny. And it's both sides of the aisle. Everyone is trying their best to give off the image of the most Texan possible. Do you want examples? Let's give you some examples. First off, listen, this is not, none of these are endorsements. None of these are even attacks. I truly know so little about the two candidates for the Texas senator spot. I know that one of them seems to be rather corrupt, and the other one's a much better public speaker, but for the sake of being fair and balanced, both sides bad guy, which I'm drifting back towards, did anyone see this ad with James Tallarico, aspiring U.S. senator?
Across Texas, people are waking up before the sun, working hard, stretching every dollar. I was born to one of those people, a single mom guided by faith who did whatever it took to provide for me. As a teacher, I saw families doing everything right and still falling behind. In the State House, I brought both parties together to lower drug costs and cut property taxes. I'm James Tallarico, and I approve this message because I'll take on corruption and make this economy work for working people again.
Brought to you by Dodge Ram. I remember I saw this the first time. I thought it was a Dodge Ram ad because it was on mute. Then I saw it was a political ad. He's driving through the Texas countryside in a big old pickup truck. He wants everyone to see him with that image. And it's not even his pickup truck. I guess it's a rental. He owns a Chevy Colorado. I don't know much about cars. Is that a pickup? But he rented this Dodge Ram because I guess the windows were too tinted on his Chevy Colorado. True story. And the right's crushing him for not actually owning the pickup truck that was in the ad. I don't know if that was him on the horse in that ad too. But we talk about parking lots. This guy, Tallarico, in this ad is cosplaying as the kind of guy who always reverse parks and makes everyone's life a hell in these parking lots where there isn't a mandatory valet. Devil Dog says a Chevy Colorado is a small pickup, like a Ford Ranger almost. Oh, I know what a Ford Ranger is. How about that? But let's go back to the other side of the aisle for the sake of being balanced. This is just straight AI slop from Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who, by the way, one time while I was doing Gallant and George, he legitimately walked into the producer room and watched us do about 3 to 5 minutes of radio. Strangest thing I've ever seen. Oh, there's Lieutenant Governor just watching me, smiling at me, waving at me. Maybe he thinks I'm a star. I know he's got a sports radio background, or at least a radio background, like the other Dan Patrick. But just like James Tallarico, Dan Patrick is really trying to make you believe in this image of him.
At the beginning of America's fight for freedom, Paul Revere rode through sleeping towns with a warning.
Wake up, Americans! The British are coming! The British are coming! Wake up!
I'm going to pause for a moment. Oh, God, AI slop. It's so bad. Also, you're using a Yankee. I'm from Boston. You're using a Yankee to do an ad for you.
Today, Texans are once again facing threats to our liberty.
And this is where we're going to pause. In the middle of this AI slop, which is green screens behind Dan Patrick here. Dan Patrick is really trying to pull off this leather jacket. Like, he's really going for the leather jacket. Todd the Show says that guy screams super tough guy. Anything that Dan Patrick's been in of late, there's been a leather jacket involved. Go look. He says that James Tallarico's going to hell. He's got the leather jacket on. My question is this. If I wore that leather jacket, what would you say about me? I know I would get all sorts of gay jokes. Is a leather jacket still something that makes you look tough? I think it makes you look like an idiot if you're wearing it in Texas this time of year. These guys are cosplaying up a storm. Let's go back to the other side of the aisle. I mean, this is just blatant pandering, but I suppose that everyone in Texas knows somebody with a grandpa that they call a pawpaw, but here's James Tallarico exploiting his.
All right.
This is my pawpaw.
And Jimmy is my grandson.
As a Baptist preacher in South Texas, he taught me to follow the 2 great commandments. Love God
And love your neighbor.
I've tried to follow those teachings, first as a public school teacher,
And now as a Texas lawmaker.
providing relief to those struggling to afford their health care, their housing, their groceries.
That's loving your neighbor.
I'm James Tallarico, and I approve this message.
Amen.
You're never going to make it in Hollywood.
No.
Oh, look, we got a strong relationship. It's my pawpaw. Now, first off, jealous because both my grandfathers passed away. I'm assuming his pawpaw's his grandfather, right? So good for James Tallarico. That's awesome that your grandfather's still kicking. Second, I don't find Baptists to be the most tolerant. As a Catholic, not a practicing one, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, the cosplaying here. Front deck, rocking chairs. Again, it's fucking August. Why is Dan Patrick wearing a leather jacket? Why is James Tallarico on the rocking chair outside? You don't do that now. You do that in a couple of months. What are we doing? Let's go back to the right. Again, I'm going to be fair and balanced here. I'm going back to both sides suck guy. If they're doing a little experimentation in mild conservative talk. Did anyone see this video of Ken Paxton cutting brisket at a Buc-ee's? Now, they got a table low enough for him. I give him credit because he's leaning into the Hot Wheels nickname. But as music from Buck Owen is playing in the background, more on him a little later, here is Greg Abbott trying to prove how Texas he is. Yeah, I get that politics are all theatrics and image and all this, but it is a little disrespectful. Look how Texan I am. I'm cutting brisket. Look how Texan I am. I have a Dodge Ram. Look how Texan I am. See how tough I am in my leather jacket? Look how Texas I am. I've got a pawpaw. And this is a slip up by Dan Patrick. Believe it or not, I know just enough about country music thanks to a Ken Burns country music documentary. It's really good. I love all the Ken Burns stuff. This Ken Burns documentary taught me about a guy named Buck Owens. Buck Owens is fantastic. Love some of his songs. One of them was in the Fallout TV show, so I got on a Buck Owens kick a little bit ago when I built a country playlist for myself. Buck Owens was born in Texas, but he's a California country singer. Like, he's known for being and making his money while he was in Bakersfield, California. So he might be from Texas, but he's California country. Now, California country is red, yada, yada, yada. Neither here nor there. All I'm saying is, here's Greg Abbott cosplaying, and he's got a Californian playing music in the background. The cosplaying is amusing to me. We're going to do some more investigations I'm just making fun of it, riffing off of it, of what's going on in Texas politics. But goodness gracious, it's so transparent. I want you to think that this is me. Be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself.